Hey, what's up guys, we're here. So today we have another round of game journalists acting like complete morons. And when it comes to that sort of thing, where else do you begin other than Kotaku, who is fighting for every last bit of relevancy they can get? People aren't even hate clicking on Kotaku articles these days, and they can thank people like Alyssa, who's one of their editors. This is a person who has been on a quest to piss off as much of their potential audience as possible through tweets and other things like that. In fact, she's at the point where there is a whole compilation of her being racist, and on top of that, threatening violence against people who she deems terrible online. Well, now she has taken it to the next step with this right here. So this clip has been making the rounds on Twitter, where Alyssa directly confronts all of her haters and says that she will fight anyone. She opens up a challenge that clearly we know she's not going to actually follow through on.
I want people in the industry to be a little bit louder about people being mean to other people, and maybe say it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe say we don't want you around if you're going to be a cunt
Yeah.
and hateful, and that the games industry is diverse naturally, not because anyone's making them be diverse, because the world is diverse, you stupid motherfucker. And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep.
Yeah, you can see the exact moment where she got a little too carried away at the end, and now she has transitioned from just an internet tough guy to something that could translate into real life. She is opening up a real life challenge for people to cash in on, and people like the YouTuber Vera Dark have said okay with this tweet saying, "Can't hit up this little bitch who's hiding behind a block, so send me a DM and let's talk match detail." And you know what? She's within her right to do this. She opened up a challenge and Vera is taking it. However, I think you all know how this is going. So behind a block, Alyssa would post a bunch of screenshots and go back and forth. And her only real response to anything was correcting her grammar and then saying no prize money, charity only. You can't stream it for your bigot viewers, which obviously is a term that no one would accept. She's trying to wiggle out of this whole thing by saying that she can't stream the match. Why would you do it? Like, why would anyone want this to happen if they can't see it? That's the whole point. This is a public event, a public spectacle. People want to see you fight someone and really go up against the challenge you created for yourself. So, of course, people want to see it. So if you're not going to allow people to see it, nobody wants this thing to happen in the first place. And also, it seems like you're just afraid of being beaten up with a live stream, recording all of it. But anyways, she wasn't the only one challenging Alyssa. This individual right here is apparently a multiple-time judo champion and also someone who's in the military and has served multiple tours overseas. This person has challenged Alyssa. Now, strangely, Alyssa has not responded to this woman in any sort of a way. I can't imagine why. She seems a lot more quiet about this one, and again, she did this to herself by opening up this challenge, and now anyone can cash in on it, and if she refuses, she looks like a coward. But moving forward, I'm kind of surprised she has any room left in her head for someone other than Smash JT. She has been quite attentive to this man over the past couple of weeks. She's been very upset that he made multiple YouTube videos criticizing her, and in response, she would reach out to this man's wife through Facebook, which is obviously quite unhinged. And on top of that, her friends in the industry would report his personal website and get it taken down. Where down in that same thread, she would say that she's pursuing legal action against Smash JT, which is really strange. It's like, what are you suing for? Like, no, really, what are your damages that you're hoping to collect through the court system? Like, it's such a juvenile way of looking at how courts work. Like, all the time on Twitter, I see people say, hey, that person said a bad tweet about you or slandered you. You should sue them. Well, should versus could is a big difference. Could I sue people like that? Sure. Should I? No, because why would you go through tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of court costs to sue someone over what? Like, what damages are you trying to collect? Twitter is not a real place. The things people say on Twitter, they might make you angry, they might be stupid, but you're not actually, like, suffering in some sort of a tangible way that you can collect through compensatory damages, okay? So in this case, I'm asking Alyssa, what harms have you suffered as a result of Smash JT's videos or things he's posted on Twitter? What are your actual harms? The only two things I could guess she's trying to sue for or thinks she can sue for is either defamation or harassment. And to prove those, she needs to show that she actually suffered something. Otherwise, she's just going to get a nominal award, which basically means the court awards her $1 and just says, yeah, you were harassed or whatever, you're right, but you didn't suffer any damages, so we're just letting you know you won, but we're not giving you anything. And that's really what would happen in any of these cases, best case scenario for her. And when you think about harassment, show us, like, what were the damages? Are you, like, in therapy because of this guy or something? Like, obviously not. And in terms of defamation, like, has he said something intentionally wrong that, like, actually caused you harm? Like, did you lose your job at Kotaku or lose future employment opportunities because of the things he's saying, or you're somehow distressed? I think it's the exact opposite. It seems like the only thing you're getting out of this is attention and you like it. So I don't think you should waste your time with the court system over this petty matter. Like, it's ridiculous. But now we're going to switch things up and talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. We talked about this game multiple times on the channel, beginning with the choice of the main characters for this game that's supposed to take place in feudal Japan. And on top of that, game journals have been rallying behind this game and their choice of main characters, even saying things like basically Asians have enough representation in the realm of the samurai, which is absolutely ridiculous. And on top of that, we've seen some quotes coming from the developers that have raised a lot of eyebrows, like this one saying, "We were first looking for our samurai, someone who could be our non-Japanese eyes though," which is a strange thing to say. And on top of that, now a lot of people are looking at some of the gameplay footage that is coming out for this game, and this one in particular, a lot of people are laughing at on Twitter. So here's the caption saying, "Assassin's Creed Shadows combat seems very Ghost of Tsushima inspired. This is everything we wanted." Well, if you want to play a game like that, then just go play Ghost of Tsushima. Like, what do you mean? But on top of that, people are making fun of the choice of music in the background. It seems like to some people that this is Japanese music run through some sort of a rap filter, and a lot of people are saying how ironic and ridiculous that is. But anyways, let's move on to the next game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, for those who don't know, this game was a massive flop, losing Warner Bros. Over $200 million. And on top of that, I mean, it's just kind of like you reap what you sow. I mean, in the game itself, spoiler alert, they kill Batman, and then the game dies off and does horribly. It just seems poetic at this point. But moving on, Jason Schreier here, a reporter at Bloomberg, would have some things to say about this game, beginning with this article where he acknowledges behind Suicide Squad, the year's biggest video game flop. But apparently this must have upset at least Jason Schreier here, because he's seeing people he doesn't like supporting and sharing this article that shows Suicide Squad's failure. And on top of that, we would get more stories coming out of Rocksteady, where this tweet here caption says, according to sources interviewed by Jason Schreier, Rocksteady Studios is currently planning to pitch a new single-player game, bringing the studio back to its roots. So the coping is beginning. They're like, whoa, I called it a failure, but don't be mad at me and don't let the gamer chuds feel like they won here. So then he would make another article following that up saying this, that Sweet Baby Inc.'s boycott that people say had something to do with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League sales is just a bunch of angry hallucinations created by grifters. That any sort of connection between Sweet Baby Inc. has nothing to do with the success or the failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is just a crazy hallucination made by grifters online. When in reality, that's exactly what happened. It's a Sweet Baby Inc. product, and it failed. And people knowing that it was a Sweet Baby Inc. product definitely impacted its sales and is a part of the reason why it did so poorly. And on top of that, Jason would go on to Twitter and say this, as we look at the video game industry's layoffs, burnout, abusive microtransactions, prioritization of short-term profits, risk aversion, rapidly increasing budgets, endless development cycles, and studio closures, it's important to highlight the real problem. Too much diversity, of course, trying to mock people who are tired of DEI initiatives and companies like Sweet Baby Inc. And on top of that, when people started pointing this out and criticizing him, he would go on a blocking spree, including blocking people by proxy. Even if you're following someone that said something negative or criticized him, you're getting a block too, which is really funny. And of course, a lot of people have been pointing out some other articles that Jason has made, like this one saying, game developers really need to stop letting teenage boys design their characters. And of course, showing an attractive anime girl. Oh, of course, every single time. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. More time laughing at game journalists because they're really going wild out there and now even challenging people to fights in real life. Who could have saw that coming? But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.